Hey everybody, Conscious Medium Brandon Ross, and we're here to talk about the June report. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and get ready for the back end of this channel, having all sorts of fun such as meditations, classes, and more. So I hope you like and subscribe and carry along here. And we do something a little bit different here. As being more than a medium, I love to actually combine astrology as well as the tarot. So we're going to take a look at each one of the signs here. Hope you follow along here on the journey. And as we take a look at June 2022, we've got some really cool stuff coming up. Hey everybody, welcome back, and let's talk a little bit about the astrology report for June 2022. We have Mercury going direct on the 3rd, only to be trifled with Saturn going in retrograde on the 4th. Now, when you have this type of handoff, you are talking about communication, and then you're talking about stability and structure. Saturn always talks about being the stability of society and motherhood and all of that other good stuff, where you have Mercury kind of coming correct and going, okay, well, we've done our planning and here you go. This has been a great time for those of you that are doing a shakeup at home. This is a great time for you that are doing a shakeup with your professional or business life. This is a good time for you to really kind of grow and expand. So what a great time. We, of course, have the full moon in Sagittarius this month. That happens on the 14th. We're going to talk about how this is going to affect the fire signs as opposed to, say, the earth signs, and how we're going to really kind of get through this early kind of summer Gemini into Cancerian time here. And it's really kind of interesting. So very cool. So let's get started. All right. Let's see who we got coming up next. All right, everybody, how we doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Let's just keep going here. We're going to jump in with the next card here. Oh, Aquarius, here we go. Those of you that are new to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe as we talk about Aquarius. Aquarius, we're going to keep you right here in the center. We're going to be using the Rider-Waite Tarot to come right out as we talk about the mind, body, and spirit of what it is that you're going through here in June of 2022. One of the Aquarian notes that we've got to pay attention to is that Venus enters Gemini. It's moving into an air sign. This is super positive later on in the month for you to get your spiritual kind of connection together. Whenever you see Venus move into another air sign, Aquarius, that's typically really good. So Mercury going direct, and again, you're kind of in that air sign. You're a planner anyways. You guys have that. But this is also a go time for Aquarius. Keep that in mind, because when Saturn goes retrograde, Pluto's in retrograde, your plate's full with everybody else's BS. So let's focus in on you here. Oh yeah, right out of the gate, Queen of Swords, a little bit of a cold dice, but listen, why not give you an Aquarian card right out of the gate, right? And come on, you can't change your stripes, but you can come up with new ideas. Oh, Page of Wands, what a great thing. So maybe this is getting introduced to a new way of thinking. Maybe this is you even kind of like, I almost want to say revisiting some of the old ways, if you will, and coming in. But the Page of Wands traditionally is something new, but fiery energy. So the fiery energy tells me that it could have been consistent and it could have been there, and maybe you're revisiting it. Maybe this is an old friend, old flame, old whatever. But I'll tell you, though, with the mind part of it, this is about the thought process part of it. But let's take a look at the body. Oh, yeah, you've kind of done a little beat up here, right? Right? So this tells me that we're setting the groundwork, but let's talk about what's coming over at the Queen of Wands. This is self-acceptance, everybody. This is self-acceptance. By the way, fun fact, the only time a cat shows up in the traditional Rider-Waite is right here in the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is about personal empowerment, fiery energy, understanding where you're going with this. It's kind of no nonsense. It's a little sexual, just to let you know. But here in the mind, what it is about self-acceptance. This is you standing in front of the mirror, stark buck naked and going, yeah, it's all right, I can work with this. You see what I'm saying? So the Three of Hearts kind of represent, or the Three of Hearts, the Three of Swords. Whew, gosh, we're mixing metaphors. But having that broken heart here 3 times might mean that you've had 3 lovers that have just kind of been like, yeah, you know what, you're ugly too. And you're like, really? Really? Well, this is self-acceptance for you, because this is about your body. Now let's take a look at the soul. Let's take a look at your spiritual journey. Come on, Aquarius. Come on, really? Right out of the gate here for you. The Magician shows up. Let's see who we're working with. Oh, but it's who you want to share it with. By the way, I don't look at these as in reverse or non-reverse or whatever. It's just kind of how they come out and how they work together. So the Four of Pentacles is that little bit of reserve, that part where you're like, what's mine is mine. I've done the work. Why haven't you done the work? Aquarius, you'd love to tell people, did you do the work? Did you do the work? How are your decisions? Did you make any good ones? Yeah. So the Magician is kind of like, I got the power. And then this one's kind of like, but I ain't sharing it. That's okay. Listen, you reserve the right. You're not ready to go prime time yet, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. To me, what this is personal work where you're accepting yourself. You know, in your mind, you're kind of like, you know, I've got to kind of sit here. This screams to me campfires, you know, here in June 2020. This is like sitting around, having good conversation, maybe some mild debates. There seems to be a lot of debates in everybody's charts lately. And again, it's not about, oh, you're wrong and I'm right and blah, 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 all that other stuff. It actually has more to do with, I think it has more to do with like how you find your personal value to it. Which, by the way, you are going to be the guardian. You are going to be the compass for others. So get ready for that. Let's see what the Gilded Tarot has to say in compliments to each one of these. I do a nice little cut job here. Strength. By the way, you're always looking forward to the entire summer. This is also putting a little bit, you might have your mind later on in the summer. After Cancerian energy, which we hit in, you know, like the 22nd, you're also looking ahead to the Leo time, but this is also the strength in your resolve and understanding of what you are. You're going to go back to your principled self. And oh, by the way, here we are with the Judgment call. So the Judgment card, though, let me point out the Judgment card. A lot of people think that the Judgment card is what we read in the Bible, the judgment and the blah, blah, blah. No! What it actually is it allows you to retool and rethink your thinking. Right? So God bless the Judgment card here. Because what it's doing is it's allowing you, Aquarius, to be able to find another pattern, find another way of thinking, be able to break that up a little bit. It is why you are the most intelligent of the astrological signs, right? Now the full moon is Sagittarius. This is why I'm putting you out at a fire. You know, campfire, hanging out with friends, putting your feet up, having a Zima. I just dated myself. Anyways, let's take a look at the mind. Oh yeah. Once again, you can't make this stuff up. So you get the Three of Swords, which is kind of like the past pain, letting it go, the Queen of Wands, self-acceptance, and then you get the Ten of Wands. Listen, this is still talking about you've got to let go of some of the stuff that you've just been carrying. That's it. This body image thing, Aquarius, you are your own worst enemy when it comes to this, right? Here I am putting you in front of a mirror saying, yeah, it looks pretty all right. Now comes along the Ten of Wands. You're going to say, but there's a dimple here, there's a freckle there. Cut it out. Let's show. Then the Six of Cups comes out. How about a new beginning on trying to take a look at yourself? How about you look at your body as the journey that it's been through? How about reward yourself and say, yeah, you know, I had a couple of kids. I did one of these and I swam one of those and I one of that. Yeah, I got a couple of, you know, fast food joints underneath it. I might have eaten a wheel of cheese in one sitting. Might have eaten a bag of chips in the next. But that doesn't mean that you can't love yourself, because right here, the Six of Cups is telling us all about it. All right, listen, now let's talk about your spiritual journey. You self-righteous, indignant son of a gun, Aquarius. There you are with the Hierophant. I'm not saying that you're right, but you're right. Now the Fool energy comes out. Oh, by the way, you know, when you've got this kind of Taurinian energy and you've got this kind of practical stuff, you are about practicality, Aquarius. You don't like to just talk about how we're going to change the world. You're like, okay, what's your action plan? Right? So out comes the Fool card. I actually think that because of some of these great conversations and understanding who you are, you're going to be ready to really kind of do these things. You're going to come up with some new ideas with how you want to do it. Yes, you're going to boundary them up. Yes, you're going to want to do it right. Yes, you've got all the tools. The Fool, it's a leap of faith. Maybe this is you kind of exploring something new. Maybe it's one of the facets that you haven't dove into yet. Maybe it's taking a class on pendulums, crystals. Maybe it's doing some shaman work. Maybe it's going through something where you really want to kind of dig in a little bit. I really like this spread for you, Aquarius, because I think you kind of first of all, you're your own worst enemy sometimes. But we all can be, but when Aquarius are their own worst enemies, it's because they get stuck in their head. This is definitely a month you could go off the rails on that, especially with Saturn going retrograde. Because you're kind of like, people are going to start calling you and being like, what is this? So ever since the eclipse, I've been, and you're just going to say, have you done your own work? Sagittarius full moon is really going to dictate some of this for you too, because this is going to be the right amount of fire energy, where when the moon is in Sagittarius, you kind of have, people are going to come to you with crazy ideas. They're going to be like, and you know what? You know that scene in Coming to America when she says, I want to be my own producer and my own, I'm a pop star and I'm a rock star and I'm an actress and I'm a, like people are just going to come at you like that. But you, Aquarius, you're going to say, why don't you do one of them well? One of the greatest things Steve Martin ever said in his masterclass was, you could be a singer, you could be a dancer, you can be an entertainer, but you've got to do one thing really well, and then that gives you liberties to be crazy everywhere else. Well, welcome to what I do here. All right, guys, here we go. Oh, the overall month, Aquarius, transformation time. The death card comes out. People get scared of it, but we know. We're mature here. We know what the death card is. The death card's a new opportunity, a new beginning. And then what are you going to do? Oh, yeah. The Hangman. I think you're getting prepared, Aquarius. I think you're getting prepared for a new direction with your thought pattern, with where you're going to spend your energy. This is a really important time. This isn't like Deceit Among Us. It's not, whatever. I think you need a good debate partner, because you're going to come into it. You're going to come into the stuff with your mind without emotion, something new, strong resolve, and you're going to come out of it changed, right? That's where the Judgment card comes up. The physical stuff is all about acceptance. Get a full-length mirror so you get the whole picture, all right, dear? And then, of course, you've got the dynamic with the spiritual path, which, the Magician is there. Come on, can you please be the Magician anymore? Aquarius, people are looking to you, right? Then you have the transformation. And then, of course, you have the Hangman, which is new perspective. This is about spiritual calling, everybody. Spiritual calling. King of Wands. You are going to be the igniter. You are going to be the one that steps forward into this. I do not care if you feel like you've always been a little more fixed, but this is your time to be able to go out there and push yourself further. A little cardinal there. And then to wrap up this side of it. And by the way, I know I went a little out of order. I'm going to catch it up now. Spirit told me to do it this way. By the way, that's what all of us say when we forget to do something. Yeah, Spirit told me I wanted to do it this way. Okay. So in our layout here, we've got the King of Wands and the Hermit. The Hermit is about self-spirituality. That's self-journey. That's self-change. The King of Wands are like, okay, I'm ready. The month of June is about preparing for your next level. It's time to level up, Aquarius. That's what the cards are showing. That's what the cards are showing. So let's see what the soul is talking about. Let's see what Spirit is kind of bringing us to. One of the fun things about Aquarians is how level-headed they can be. When you're building a team, make sure you have some Aquarian energy around. They are going to be the ones that say, yeah, I'm not going to get into the drama part of it. All right, first of all, in your mind, you are the universe. Don't mess around. We know you. We see you. Come on, Aquarius. Mentally, you are more than capable of it, right? Physically, nothing has gone wrong. The yin and the yang. That padding is there for a reason. That scratch, that scar. Everything has purpose. Go live it. And then we get into the spiritual side of it. There's some healing going on here. There is some healing going on here, Aquarius. I really like this. And by the way, the 5 change card, come on. Then you step into the death card, which is transformation. Let's see where it is that... Can't make this up. How about a little transformation, a little 19 action there for you, Aquarian. Bam. Aquarius. It's a good month for you for June. Listen, you're going to go a little within. You're not going to be, you can be as social as anybody. But this is one of those months where you're going to be like, yeah, I don't really need to go to everything. And that's okay. Put your feet up. Get yourself a bundle of fire. Go throw it in there. Just sit out there by yourself. Doesn't matter. It's about your mental process. It's about your personal acceptance. It's about you planning the next step for your transformation. Level up time, Aquarius. Level up. Be sure to like...